Good Monday, Cup of Sales Joe. Now there's a bit of music to elevate your mindset this morning, and that is the theme today. But it's a bit different than the way we've talked before about your mindset. Are you the type of person that has taken full advantage of all the wonderful media and technology we have today that allows us to access anything at any time? And do you invest some of that time in listening, following, or keeping up with people in the self-help, self-development, and personal improvement area? Maybe you have a favorite podcast or a speaker you regularly listen to keep your mood elevator high, or provide growth possibilities, or just to be your best. I think all of us have times when we look to the world for a touch of positivity or inspiration, or just a way to keep ourselves moving towards our goals. Or maybe you're looking to grow in a specific area and you get a lot of experts in that area via videos, messages, and content. But let me ask you this. How useful, if you're honest and candid, have these things helped you or made a real difference for you?
And we can build our dreams on suspicious minds.
I'll admit that I do this quite a bit. I have my favorite content creators and podcasters and regularly hear what they have to say, and I really enjoy challenging my thinking with out-of-the-box ideas, or sometimes just getting back to fundamentals when I feel like I have scattered focus, or maybe even just when I need a temporary pick-me-up. But have you, like me, also struggled at times to connect with some of these messages? Do some of them sound nice, but you say, this won't work for me, or this is kind of out there, or even, I don't know what they're talking about? If so, you are not alone. And while there is way more information out there than we can ever absorb or utilize, I do want to talk about why some of this content resonates with us and why some of it doesn't. And it has less to do with the actual content, and it has to do with our own filters, our own self-awareness, and the basic principles of behavior change.
If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell.
When you find yourself listening to someone who is an expert in something you want to improve in, and it doesn't resonate with you, ask yourself, why? Is it possible that the source of the advice is coming from a different mindset than you are? What I'm saying is to pay attention to the mindset as well as the idea or the advice, because it's possible that they are operating at a higher or different level or mindset than you are at the moment. Pay special attention to where they are coming from as much as what they are saying. That may reveal the difference between them and you, and why you may be struggling to make it work. Experience some of the best coffee and swag you can find, go to madgoatcoffee.com. You'll find some cool swag with their cool logo, and they're always innovating and bringing out new things. Great gifts for the coffee lover in your life. You can find mugs, travel mugs and coffee cups. And then there's the coffee. Whether you like light roast, dark roast, medium roast, Ethiopian, Colombian, Costa Rican, you name it. They've got such a wonderful variety, and they're always bringing in new kinds, so you want to check them out regularly. For now, visit madgoatcoffee.com. When you find something you love, or something for someone else that you care about, then when you check out, use code CSJ, and you can save yourself 10% on the best stuff around. That's madgoatcoffee.com. Discount code CSJ. Let me give you a simple example. Recently, I had been listening to someone who was talking about time management, being conscious and purposeful in your planning and making the most of your time. And a billionaire said, value your time as if it's worth $10,000 an hour. That on the surface seemed ridiculous to me. Would it to you? But let's take a moment and pretend or imagine that this was actually true. And I'm sure maybe for him it was. But ask yourself, how would you think or behave differently? What would you do? What kind of mindset are they operating at that you are not? And to see this as an effective way to think. What if this was even half true? Now, when faced with some of the daily challenges where we are distracted or tired or frustrated, how would this different mindset change what you do? Is that helpful? And more importantly, is it something you can learn from and work with?
Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
The large changes in our life come from changes in identity and belief. So, if you are looking to make substantial changes, look first to your mindset and your belief system. Because while you will hear that the most successful people in the world have no more advantages than you do, we all have 24 hours in a day and the ability to make our own decisions. The real difference between them and you may be simply their mindset versus yours.
Should be so lucky having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal. Next you meet.
One more final thought about how we consume content that we look to for help, guidance, or to help us grow. A lot of what we may find is either beyond our current ability to integrate into our lives, or we just dismiss it. I have found myself, when something that is rooted in solid principles and has worked for others, most of my resistance to it says more about myself than the person delivering that content. One of the greatest tools in our growth mindset is self-awareness. Knowing where we are, where we want to be, and where we have blind spots and biases that color what we see. While we may consider these things as part of our identity, they may in fact be limiting beliefs that sidetrack us if or when we are not aware of them.
I'm sorry to say, but if you wanna win, you gotta learn how to play games.
So, look at your mindset, which is shown in what you believe about yourself and the world. Look at what you keep in your focus regularly and compare these to those people that you admire, respect, and are trying to emulate and learn from. When you are able to adopt that more expansive, positive, and expectant mindset, you will find more meaning and benefit from all these tips, tricks, and guidance you see. Spend some time this week while you plan and take some personal time to establish and reinforce your success mindset, your growth mindset, the basis of your future. And as always, have a great week. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you enjoy that discussion about how to develop a foundational mindset for success? Then join me on my YouTube page, Cup of Sales Joe, and join me for Another Cup. Mindset as a basis.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.